Thanks for joining us tonight here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schneid. It's Tuesday, October 7th. Tonight we're going to hear from leaders representing Utah's stop on the PGA Tour, and we'll see the one-of-a-kind trophy. First, we'll head downtown to check in on the funeral service for President Russell M. Nelson.
As I saw President Nelson as the decision maker, rather than the wise and supportive member of the Quorum of the 12 I had sat beside for 34 years. Figuratively speaking, I tightened my seatbelt a few more notches and said to myself, being a counselor in this first presidency is going to be fun.
Now that President Russell M. Nelson has been laid to rest, many in the church are looking forward to what the church might look like under the leadership of expected incoming President Dallin H. Oaks. Natalie Wattis spoke with church members attending President Nelson's funeral for their thoughts on the next era of the church.
It's expected that the next incoming president will be Dallin H. Oaks. I'm curious what your thoughts on that news is.
He's a good guy. I'm glad to have him coming in, and I think we'll be in good hands with him.
I think that it will be a good transition. I think of a track meet where you're passing the baton and both runners need to be running in the same speed for a good transition. Well, I think that's exactly what's happening here.
Dallin H. Oaks is a former member of the Utah Supreme Court, was a president of Brigham Young University, and was a law professor at the University of Chicago. What do you believe that he will bring to church leadership?
You know, he is not afraid to speak his mind, and good for him on that. I think that we have a good idea already. He's already been pretty forthright on what he feels.
Chair of Mormon Studies at the University of Utah, Paul Reeve, says Oaks focused on several key themes in prior sermons to the church.
He has reinforced what he considers traditional marriage and has opposed gay marriage. He also has spoken out really strongly in favor of religious freedom and has also advocated civic and respectful dialogue in the public sphere.
What challenges do you think that President Oaks will face coming into this leadership position, especially now?
We live in a complex world, and the conversations of the first presidency and the 12 for some time is about the need for peacemakers, the need for us as a civilization to pull together towards righteous ends. I expect that those challenges will remain the same.
What do you think church members would like to see under the leadership of President Oaks?
I think they would like to see a continuation of what they've had. I don't know of anyone I've met that didn't love President Nelson. And I'm confident it'll be the same with President Oaks because they talk the same language. Celestial, to quote President Nelson.
Everyone I spoke with today tell me President Oaks has their full support. In Salt Lake City, Natalie Wattis, KUTV 2 News.
The funeral for the late leader of the church wrapped up a few hours ago. If you missed it and would like to watch, we have posted the full service on our KUTV YouTube page. Time to get a check-in at the weather here. It's been a little wild as of late. Meteorologist Chase Thomason with our first alert forecast.
It was a very sunny day across the entire state of Utah, still a couple degrees below average, but temperatures in the mid-60s really feels like fall out there. Record on this date, 88 degrees back in 1979. You'll definitely need a jacket, though, for tonight. Not too cold. By 10 o'clock, temperatures in the mid-50s here along the Wasatch Front. Those overnight temperatures dropping into the 40s by tomorrow morning, but you'll notice nothing but clear skies, and those clear skies will continue into tomorrow. But that begins to change as our rain chances are increasing. Beginning on Thursday, we could see a stray thunderstorm, but Friday and especially Saturday could be our wettest days. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through the storm hour by hour, and I'll let you know how much rain we could see. It's all coming up in my full forecast.
I'm excited for this one. At the end of the month, the PGA Tour making another stop at Black Desert Resort in Ivins. Last week, the managing partner of Black Desert, Patrick Manning, and the president of Bank of Utah, Brandon Hansen, met with me to show off the new Lava Rock Trophy. We had a great conversation about trophy development, the future of the PGA here in Utah. Come with me behind the scenes to hear all about it.
We have so much trust in OC Tanner now. I mean, we just kind of say, we got that first one. There's a lot of collaboration in year one. and a lot of collaboration also on the LPGA Tour, because that trophy needed to be more on the feminine side versus it was very masculine in year one, and so put some curves and some of the red here versus that was all black.
I thought you were going to touch the trophy without the gloves for a moment.
We're all pros here. And but then we didn't want it to be quite as feminine for the men coming up second time. Changed the color to be appropriate for the Bank of Utah Championship and the Emerald Green Fairways. But it was great working with OC Tanner. They came out with this, and it was kind of like, yeah.
They caught some eyes last year. Is it as heavy this year?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this thing on 18 on Sunday comes on out there, they better be ready.
They better be ready.
Maybe Matt will do it again. You never know. The color scheme obviously reflecting your involvement here as Bank of Utah with year number 2 for this tournament. Why did you want to get involved in the first place? What did Bank of Utah say when they were presented with the opportunity to be a part of the PGA Tour here in Utah with the broader reach across the world?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not that often that an organization like ours has an opportunity to associate itself with such a premium event in Utah. And Bank of Utah is based in Utah, across the state, and just a fabulous opportunity for us to be involved and give back to the community. We've had so much success over the years. What a great way for us to give back to the community.
Do we know who's playing in this thing yet?
Yeah, but I don't name drop.
I know. I was hoping we get one.
It's a better.
You don't know until you ask.
It's a better. It's a better field than year one,
really?
Which we think that'll keep getting better.
Hey, year one was awesome.
It was.
You had a mixture of the talented youth from Utah, from some guys. Oh, by the way, one was just playing in the Ryder Cup, a week and a half ago. And then, of course, you had a young winner who is now proudly representing Black Desert Resort. So it's kind of like a winner for life there, year one. I mean, you can't escape Black Desert now that you hoisted it. So you're saying it's better than the field for year one?
It will be, yes. Wow. It will be.
For fans coming out here, maybe they didn't take the opportunity to check it out year one, just didn't press go on the purchase button on the website for whatever it was, or maybe just didn't find themselves there. Why families coming out? Like, what can families do? We're such a family-oriented state, and I know there's so much for all ages to do at the golf event.
Well, that's one of the great things about that is with Bank of Utah Championship, these guys have not only a great name for the championship, but also they are not just a passive title sponsor. They are in the trenches with us, creating activations that's fun for the families and things like that. So while we're doing some of the grunt work, they're putting some creative juices to it and going to have some fun things there at the tournament.
Yeah, in fact, one thing new for this year will be the Bank of Utah backyard. So as you enter into the course, off to the right, there's going to be a place where you can do mini golf and a golf simulator. There'll be prizes and different things for kids to do. So we're really excited about that piece.
What else excites you about just being a part of this entire thing? I mean, last year was so new for everybody, and Patrick, you've alluded to, things are being built now. The resort center is done. I mean, everything just had to happen really quickly last year. So what is it about this year that you're looking forward to most?
This area is it's spectacular, right? I mean, it's like watching a sporting event in a national park. I mean, it is just amazing. So to be associated with that, to support the community and make sure professional golf stays in the state of Utah, that was really meaningful for us.
Anything course-wise change from year one to year two?
Only that the only change from year one to year two is the biggest problem we had in year one was the bottleneck between 1 and 10. And so that was hard to get through there, get carts through there. And that was inflicted by the PGA because they were bright idea of hitting across the road, and so we went and fixed that, and so we don't think there will be a bottleneck anymore between 1 and 10 and free-flowing traffic and pedestrians.
The buzz around hockey in Utah continues to grow fast, and leading the charge is the Utah Mammoth. Our Adam Mikulich sat down with Bill Armstrong, GM of the team, one of the key voices behind the team's vision and momentum. He's also a fun person to talk to. From building a winning culture to connecting with fans across the state, Armstrong shares what's next for the organization. Take a listen.
I love that the players allow themselves to be available to the fans.
Yeah.
They're just genuine human beings.
They are very genuine. I always say expressions like 99% of all hockey players are great people, and they'll do anything from going to the schools to going on the ice with kids, and to hospitals, whatever it takes. And they're great for the community. They truly invest a lot of time. Even as an organization, we try to really push as much as we can and get our players out to the community. I think in the end you get a hockey player that wants to fight for that community because they're so in touch with the people there in the community. So I think it's a win-win for us, and being a part of this organization and being able to live in Utah as myself, it's just been incredible, and I know our players feel the same way.
You can see that interview tomorrow, or rather tonight, on 2 News at 10, after 2 News at 10 and Talkin' Sports. A peaceful ride in the mountains turns terrifying when a dirt biker's clotheslined by wires strung across the trail coming up on Arc Salt Lake. The reward for information leading to an arrest.
In my mind, they set that trap with the intent to harm or maybe even kill somebody. They set that wire right at neck level, and some people have been killed by similar traps.
A really bizarre story here. A beautiful ride through American Fork Canyon really turned into a terrifying situation when a dirt biker ran through a thin but very strong wire that was strewn about the trail. We first brought you this story last night, just hours after this happened. That was Daniel Bender. He says he was riding on Hidden Forest Trail when the small black wire knocked him off his bike. Somebody tied it between the two trees and it strung across the trail about neck height, as you heard him say. The wire was thin enough he couldn't see it, plus you're moving quickly. And it was thick enough it didn't break, strong enough. So Bender says he got lucky. He was looking down when he hit it, therefore it hit his helmet. And now there's a reward for information leading to an arrest.
There's been a lot of people reaching out to me, not only just like wishing me well, but also there's a motorcycle club called Sage Riders Motorcycle Club, and they've actually put up a $500 reward, which I thought was very generous and awesome. And so when I read that, I decided to match it. So there's actually a $1,000 reward for anybody that has information that leads to the arrest of the people responsible for this. Not only that, the reason I decided to speak out was really to get the word out there that there's this dangerous element to the trail that most of us are not expecting. And so if we can help anybody, anybody from not getting hurt like I did, it's well worth the effort and time we put into trying to get the word out.
Hidden Forest Trail in American Fork Canyon, described as a hidden gem known for a beautiful waterfall that serves as a picturesque escape compared to other local falls like Stewart Falls or Bridal Veil, which just gets so popular. Daniel says riders have no choice but to be more aware of the odd yet potential danger.
I'm not a lawyer and I don't even know what the law says about something like this, but clearly in my mind, they set that trap with the intent to harm or maybe even kill somebody. They set that wire right at neck level, and some people have been killed by similar traps. So if I was going any faster or if it hit me a little bit differently, again, it could have been permanent damage or maybe even death. So I think the consequences need to be commensurate with the action that they took. It's unfortunate that that we have to be more careful in those areas because of something like this, but that's the world we live in today, it seems like.
If you would like to watch our entire interview from Monday with Daniel Bender, where he describes his experience here, you can watch it on our YouTube page. So far, that interview has been viewed more than 18,000 times. Get another check at our forecast here. The sun is setting. I've noticed it every time I've been in here with you at 7 o'clock each night that I walk out and it's dark. Here's Chase with our first alert forecast.
Another sign of fall are these longer nights, and say goodbye to those 7 o'clock sunsets just a few minutes ago. Sunset tonight was at 6:59 here in Salt Lake City. We won't have those 7 o'clock sunsets until spring of next year. And by the way, we're 26 days out until daylight saving time comes to an end. We do have clear skies, though, for tonight, and those temperatures will be dropping into the 40s here along the Wasatch Front, which is closer to average. We'll be in the 30s, but above freezing in those mountain valleys from Logan down to Heber and out in towards the Uinta Basin. Low 40s tonight in central Utah, and St. George coming in at 54 degrees. It's going to be a warm day, though, tomorrow in St. George, getting close to 90. I don't think you're going to hit it, but enjoy the warmer weather because we had some rain coming your way, which we definitely need the moisture down in southern Utah. Sunny day, though, in central and northern Utah, well into the 70s here along the Wasatch Front, and close to 70 for our friends in Park City and in Evanston, Wyoming. All right, we have a hurricane out in the Pacific, and this is going to impact our weather here in Utah Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, especially in southern and eastern Utah. Right now, it's a Category 2 hurricane, and it will continue to weaken as it moves over colder water, but the remnants of Hurricane Priscilla will spread into the desert southwest, so some wetting rains, and it could increase our flash flood potential across Arizona and even portions of Utah as we head into the weekend. It's also going to meet up with a colder storm system that's coming from Alaska that will really impact us here in northern Utah Saturday afternoon with a pretty potent cold front, and that might bring our best chance for more widespread rainfall here in northern Utah. So beginning on Thursday, this is during the evening at 5 o'clock, some isolated showers and thunderstorms, especially near and over the mountains on Thursday. And then we'll see more of that moisture lift northward from that tropical disturbance or that cyclone, Priscilla. By Friday morning, maybe a little bit of rain possible here in Salt Lake, but heavier rainfall in eastern, central, and southern Utah on Friday. Probably not going to be seeing as many storms here in northern Utah. Saturday morning, there might be a bit of a break for us along the I-15 corridor, but eastern Utah still has a little bit of rain. But here comes that widespread rain Saturday afternoon and evening, and temperatures really dropping for the second half of our weekend and then drying out by Sunday. A couple lingering showers, though, across southeastern Utah. So through Friday, here's how much rain we could see. Look, a lot of blue indicating about a ½ inch to an inch and a half of rain, maybe just a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 inch here in northern Utah. But notice those totals really jump up on Saturday, where we could see maybe a ½ inch of rain with higher totals north of Salt Lake. But if we see all this water Friday and Saturday, we'll likely have some flash flooding issues. So stay out of those slot canyons and away from those rivers and streams. They could be dangerous Friday and Saturday. Big impact to the Utah football game with that cold front. Thunderstorms if you're tailgating, 68 degrees. Most of the game will be cold and wet, 56 at kickoff, and then by the end of the game into the 40s. The showers might be ending, though, by the end of the game. The heaviest rainfall will be during the beginning of the game. St. George, we have maybe some 80s for the next few days, and then temperatures drop into the 70s, so nothing too cold. It'll be a pleasant day on Sunday, and then some sunny weather returns by Monday and Tuesday, staying in the mid-70s. Salt Lake, 75 tomorrow, goes to 81 on Thursday. That could be our last 80-degree day of the year. We go to 75 on Friday, 70 on Saturday with some of that rain, especially later in the day. Saturday will also be a windy day. Temperature only a high of 58 on Sunday, but we're back into the mid-60s early in the week with our next storm arriving next Wednesday and Thursday.
Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, they've got the food, toys, and treats. Now they just need you. They need some people here. Why dozens of shelter pets need a temporary home this weekend, right here in Salt Lake. More than 100 animals need some short-term foster homes for the weekend, and you can help. The Humane Society of Utah will be out of water from Saturday night until Monday morning as the city performs emergency maintenance on a water main. Now, they're asking for volunteers to pick up an adorable, adoptable animal on Friday or Saturday, bring them back Monday morning. Not a big lift here. All supplies like food, treats, and toys, they're going to provide them for you. You just have to be the person to care for this loving animal for a couple days. You can apply to foster an animal at the Humane Society's website right now. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. The Utah Jazz just announced broadcast plans for this season. You can watch more than 80 games on our sister station, KJazz, Channel 14, probably where you might be watching us right now. When you're away from the television, you can stream all the action on your phone with Jazz Plus. The first regular season game is October 22nd against the Clippers. Both platforms will air all four preseason games, starting with tomorrow's matchup, which is in Houston against the Rockets. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock. Again, your home for the Jazz, KJazz, Channel 14. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Arc Salt Lake. We are back tomorrow with Utah's Missing at 7 o'clock. Hope you'll join us then. Take care. Be safe.